We're going to talk about dispatching people and processes in your trucking company. My name is Flint Holbrook, founder and president of TruckSpy. We're a full suite telematics provider. This video is really not about telematics, it's about your business. Who's in your dispatch department? Like what are the processes, the key business processes that dispatch department does in your company? Most likely your dispatchers are one of your most important assets, and their job is critically important to your business success. So look in the footer for our video on utilization and rate, and your dispatchers drive this equation. Like if you can maximize utilization, you can maximize rate, you're going to be successful, period. So that dispatcher's job is extremely important. They're not just there to like answer the phone when drivers call. Most likely you've got them building a schedule and deciding, hey, which driver does which load on which day, and like how does the whole schedule get built and covered. You need some pretty smart people in your dispatching department. You need people that are good with drivers, that can coach drivers, that can help drivers, but you also need somebody with some brain power that can figure out the best way to get the most miles and the most dollars out of your assets. So just like a few tips here. Companies have all kinds of different numbers of dispatchers. Some people say, hey, one dispatcher can handle 50 trucks. And I think that this is a pretty good way to think about it. So if you've got 100 trucks and you decide, one dispatcher in our organization can handle 20 trucks or 50 trucks or 30 trucks, whatever the number is, you should probably figure out what that is, and as you grow your business, add another dispatcher, right? What we don't want to do is overwhelm our dispatchers with a million driver phone calls, and they never get to focus on the really important stuff like scheduling and thinking ahead. Hey, is that driver going to make it to his next load? If not, I need to reschedule him. Those are the things that create value in your business, right? Because again, it all comes back to utilization and rate per mile, and so you've got to maximize those things. You need that dispatcher always thinking ahead. How do I maximize those things? And so you've got to make sure that they've got the bandwidth to not only accomplish all of the urgent things that they have to do all day, taking calls from customers and drivers, but they've got to do those important things, which are actually maximizing utilization and rate. Another kind of important process, if you don't have a phone system that works really well, if you're taking a lot of driver calls, you need a good phone system. It's not okay. It might be okay with 10 or 15 trucks to have people calling each other's cell phones, but when you get bigger than that, you really need a phone system that drivers and customers can call into. Calls can get routed to the right person automatically. I'll give you an example. One of our customers implemented a phone system and they assign particular sets of drivers to a dispatcher. When any of those drivers call in, their call is automatically routed to the correct dispatcher. That person answers the phone, knows what load they're on, knows what their challenges are, and can help them really, really quickly. Nothing will irritate your drivers more than calling in and they can't get a hold of anybody, or that person's off today, or whatever the situation is. So your dispatchers have got to be accessible to your drivers and your customers, and a phone system is like a really easy way that you can facilitate that interaction. Another idea here for processes is you need some software. If you're still keeping up with dispatches on like pad and paper and Excel, you really should look at implementing a TMS or some type of dispatching automation software. Take a look at the link in the footer. We've got our tool TruckSpy has a dispatch platform in it. Might be an option for you. At the end of the day, like, you need a way to keep your data organized, and in one screen on their computer, the dispatcher should be able to see what trip all your drivers are on and what their status is. Where are they in that trip? Or did they just load? Are they unloading? Are they somewhere in between? So these are just some kind of tips to help make your dispatch department more efficient. And again, I want to just reiterate again, your dispatchers are your frontline guys and girls. It's super important that they're focused on rate and utilization. And we're going to talk about that more in the link in the footer on rate and utilization in your business.